Alright, hey guys, this is Chidori Snake. Um, we've gotten a lot of announcements from Tokyo Game Show, but I'm gonna focus more on the fighting games. Specifically, Street Fighter V and long awaited, the most overdue fighting game in my opinion, King of Fighters 14. Now, Street Fighter V recently, got two characters announced this month. Rashid, who is an all-new fighter, and he's basically what everyone predicted. He's a male Arabic fighter. He controls the wind. He's actually one of the more nimble characters in the game, and he's looking pretty good. I kind of like him. I might get into using him when the final build of the game finally comes around, or if another beta opens up and he's in it. And KARIN, of course, has been announced. It's been a long time for KARIN. In fact, 17 years for her since she's been in a Street Fighter game. And I actually woke up this morning and got a Google alert about Street Fighter V. I scrolled down and boom, there she is. I was happy the whole day. So I'm glad that KARIN is back. And she has her record again, like she did in Street Fighter V. They changed her command counter from Alpha 3 to her V reversal, which is a good move. It's a sensible move. And she also, one of her ace moves resembles Lily. Her stance resembles Lily, except with some subtle differences. So, basically, the way I see it is, I was right 3 years ago when I said that this could possibly mean that we could see KARIN in the future. Because I was playing Street Fighter Cross Tekken 3 years ago, and I was like, you know what? Now that I think about it, I could see them possibly using Lily as like a prototype for a possible KARIN reveal in Street Fighter 4. I was off by one game. I thought it was going to be in Street Fighter 4. It ended up being in Street Fighter 5. But what matters is she's in a Street Fighter game now. Sakura has not been announced yet, which is kind of a downer, but I'm sure she will be DLC. I doubt she'll be in the initial roster unless they're counting her as a classic Street Fighter character you'd expect. But I'm pretty sure that the last two returning slots are going to go to Alex and Urian, just like according to the leak list that was revealed some time ago. But we'll see. There's always possibilities open. And that new stage they have for Street Fighter V, the Kanzuki Estate, it looks beautiful. You got cherry blossom trees all over the place. It looks like a traditional yet modern estate. And you see KARIN's butler in the background. You see a bunch of like wealthy people in the background just watching the fight and also chilling, having a good time. Kind of reminiscent, to me, is reminiscent of Ken's Alpha 2 stage, because it reminds me of, the people on the ship partying and stuff. And what's up with these rich characters and having stages where everybody just parties while they're getting the crap beaten out of them? I don't understand that, but that seems to be a common theme in these fighting game stages. I like the Kanzuki Estate. I heard a little bit of the stage theme because I had to listen closely because, the song's not officially announced, or put out there yet. But I listened to some subtle parts of the Kanzuki Estate theme song. I think that the soundtrack for it is beautiful, very well done. It's very oriental. It's very good. So far, Capcom is handling Street Fighter V very well. And the Capcom Fighters Network, I have to compliment them on that. Only thing I would ask of them is to do like MKX did and actually do like clans or teams. I think that would be very interesting, especially since MKX already has them. And I would like to see some clan action in Street Fighter, similar to games like Destiny or World of Warcraft guilds. stuff like that. Since we're going more on towards like online play and esports and stuff like that with this certain game. Like this game seems like it's definitely going to be tailored towards the fighting game community, especially competitively. So I would like to see that. And I guess that's it on the Street Fighter side. Now let's get to KOF. Okay, so at Tokyo Game Show, King of Fighters 14 was announced, and we got a trailer that was about a little less than a minute. It was a teaser trailer, and as usual, Kyo and Yori were duking it out. So, first thing I noticed is that Iori has his flames back. If you remember the story from KOF 13, from KOF 11 to 13, Ash takes his flames, and Ash uses the flame powers for himself, leaving Iori without them. So he throughout all of KOF 13. He's using like his nails and like as claws, and basically just all around other hand-to-hand techniques that don't involve his flames. However, in KOF 14, the flames are back. So canonically, I was very interested in that. I like Iori with his flames because I mean Iori, in my opinion, is one of my favorite characters, if not my favorite character, next to Terry, in Anjo in King of Fighters. I like that Iori is getting his flames back. I think that means that a lot of his classic moves will return. And we won't have to purchase a DLC character just to have flames back like we had to do in 13. Another thing that was noticed, and I have to touch on this because this has been the main talk of KOF 14 so far. It's the graphics. So, to give a basic rundown, the teaser was announced, and clearly this is like early stages of the game, but people are already complaining that the game looks like a PS2 game, graphics don't look that great. Now, like I said, I'm one that thinks that gameplay is more important than anything else. To me, a game can look like it can kind of look a bit outdated by a couple of years, as long as I am able to play it, basically, without any troubles. Then okay, I'll definitely get into that. But honestly, and I know it's early stages, but honestly, they're right. I mean, this game kind of looks, so far, the alpha testing kind of looks a bit rushed. Like, they could have honestly waited a little bit to show us some gameplay until everything was fixed with the lighting and everything. And I'm not bashing SNK or King of Fighters 14. I'm not hating on them just to be hating on them. I'm not hating, period. I'm just saying that right now, in its current stages, there is a lot of work to be done between now and well, probably not going to be in January, but between now and sometime in 2016. Especially if you want to compete with games like Street Fighter V and Tekken 7. And those games look beautiful so far. And even Guilty Gear XR, that game looks amazing. And if you want to be up to date with those kind of games, there's a lot of work on the 2.5D spectrum that needs to be done, like better lighting, better shading, better contrasting between the characters and the stages. I think actually, to be honest, I think the stage is just fine. I would like the characters to be a little more vibrant though, and the animation seems a bit weird too. Like, it just seems less fluid than the animation was when we were with when they were using the sprites in the older in KOF 12 and 13. The reason why I'm bringing up 13 constantly is because 13 is basically next to KOF 98. KOF 13 is my that's what I think would be the epitome of a perfect King of Fighters game, minus the net play. The online play has been pretty bad because the netcode was terrible. Let's hope that the netcode improves with KOF 14, especially with Sony having a hand in it. You know, maybe things will be better. Sony's currently helping Capcom with theirs to improve their net play. And that's how we got Capcom Fighters Network. I like the character designs in general, but the game as a whole looks like it could use some improvement. I know for a fact that this game is going to look a lot better within the next month or two, but I feel like they kind of rushed this out the door a bit too late. Now, I went on Event Hubs and I read some interesting comments, especially a theory as to why the graphics look like this, and I can kind of see this happening. One of them said that since China brought out SNK, that they were going to SNK was going to be more driven or focused, centered around mobile gaming, and that Sony pretty much paid them to port it to the PS4, which explains the awkward looking graphics at this point in time. Well, frankly, I just think that the game was just rushed out too. Like, the trailer was just rushed out too early. Like, they should have waited until they had, the graphics looking down, sort of like better than now. Because this looks like, because Street Fighter V looked good in its alpha stages. Tekken 7 looked pretty good in its alpha stages. So I'm not seeing any reason why KOF 14 can't be the same way. The one thing I do like, however, is the fact that I like that Kyo and Iori, they're, they look like they're getting, a lot of their classic moves, which is good. I also really hope that characters like Robert, Rio, all of them get put in. It would be really cool to get everybody that was in KOF 13, minus Ash, because he's pretty much dead. So yeah, that's it. That's KOF 14 for now. I'll keep everybody posted about what happens with both Street Fighter V and KOF 14, as well as other games. So like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and we'll just have to hope for the best with KOF 14. I wish SNK best of luck, and I hope that the game plays a lot better than it's looking right now, and that the looks get a lot better in the future. So now that I've said my piece, peace.